time in 165 years, Neptune is retrograding in Aries. Now, mind you, Neptune has already been doing its thing. Neptune, the planet of spirit, dissolution, the planet of the collective consciousness and how we bridge that collective consciousness. And in Aries, guess what? We're getting someplace for the very first time. We're starting someplace new, someplace unknown. In Aries, we're talking about the sense of self. Coming from a Neptune in Pisces era where something was clearly ending, a self was clearly ending. And now we are in Neptune in Aries where the self is birthing. The self is being born. Aries tests the limit of our courage. It wants to get to someplace first. It wants to pioneer something new. And it wants to explore self beyond the physical constraints of whatever anyone else is telling them to do or who to be. This is a defining chapter that come the year 2044, when all this Pluto energy is on its way out, when all the Neptune energy is fully integrating, the self is going to be totally different. Now, I get that the world has been doing what the world does. I get that things are very clearly ending. Neptune and Pluto are both outer planets that have marked the end and the collapse of empire, and we are seeing that collapse happen in real time. It's scary, it's destabilizing, but Aries looks at it as an opportunity to birth a new sense of self. I want to bring about the last Neptune in Aries transit and the sort of defining factors of the time that transit took place. One of them, first and foremost, being the Industrial Revolution, right? Lots of things were changing, and this undercurrent of, are people going to be replaced? Are jobs going to be replaced by machinery, by factories? This fear that we're seeing with even artificial intelligence right now, the ethics behind it, and the sort of existential dread of things are changing. Now, we can resist change, creating a whole cacophony of fear and pain, a whole environment of dread and suffering, or we can look at the opportunity we are amidst, being the agents of change that we are, carving out a new frontier, carving out a sense of self that really carries the torch forward. Understanding that with Neptune, we're looking at the most idealized, most spiritualized version of Aries. It doesn't mean we don't react. It doesn't mean we don't respond. Some figures that carried Neptune in Aries in their natal chart, Gandhi being one of them, known as a weapon of peace. Thinking of the times that Gandhi was in this world, what he modeled, what he demonstrated, the monks who set themselves on fire as a radical act of protest, understanding that fire is a necessary alchemical tool for purification, for ignition. There is a reason why we are at the very beginning, right here, right now. And it can get scary, especially when we want things to go back to where it once was, the simple days. We're seeing it in the trends on social media right now. Dreamcore, Y2K, take me back to the simple times, take me back to the analog times. And on one side of the spectrum, yeah, there was something quite beautiful about buying something and owning it. It was yours. It's a precious thing. And as we continue feeding the digital beast, what is truly ours? What is truly yours? All worth considering, all really worth considering in this chapter. Who belongs to you? What belongs to you? And why? What is mine? That is Neptune in Aries. What is my fight? What is my heart? What is me? Who are you? And are you influenced by something much bigger than you? Or Are you really influencing, being that source of influencing, using the discernment muscle to siphon and filter what battle is yours and what battle clearly isn't? There comes a point in time where you have to respond. Hell, you have to react. Or else what? Face your demise. We have all come into this world with a hero's journey, to quote Joseph Campbell, right? There's a reason why we watch these Avengers movies. There's a reason why we watch all these films and TV shows of the heroes and the anti-heroes. We find such resonance in these stories. We let them move us in a very Neptunian way, in a very foggy mirrors way. And why is that? Well, it's because we see ourselves in these stories, and now it is our turn to be in pure co-creation of the telling of those stories. There's a reason why we're here. There's a reason why we feel so isolated and so alone. It's because we're just one action away, one discernment away from living the higher octave Neptune and Aries energy. Now, mind you, anytime Neptune retrogrades, anytime a planet retrogrades, there's a reason why it feels so intense. This retrograde will be happening tomorrow on July 7th, and it will go on for 5 months until the end of the year, basically. Now, Mercury retrograding, Uranus retrograding, Pluto retrograding, Neptune, any planet that retrogrades, when a planet stands still, or looks like it's standing still, because it's not really standing still. It's just the speed at which the universe is rolling at makes it look like the planet is still. Kind of like when you're driving and things look like they're moving slower when you're driving. Sometimes cars look like they're moving slower. So when a planet retrogrades, the concentration of that energy looks like it's standing still. That's why it feels so amplified. So whenever any planet retrogrades, the sort of general conversation of these planets really shines a spotlight on the internal world. So the Neptune conversation internally is that of our spirit. In Aries, it's a spirit of our courage. It's a spirit of our passion. It's the spirit of our impulse. It's the spirit that we sometimes so willingly give away to these systems of power, entrusting them to act on our behalf, which, spoiler alert, if you haven't been paying attention, doesn't seem like they're really doing that at their most highest vibrational intent. So at some point or another, we have to recognize in a very Aries way that nobody is coming to save us. Nobody is coming to save us. No one is coming to save you. You are the creator of your reality. You are the warrior, the hero in your own story. It's always been you. But so often we're waiting for Superman to come save us, when in fact it is the telling of these stories that point us toward a much more universal experience towards self-actualization, which is really what the whole zodiac wheel is all about. It's a journey toward self-actualization. It's a commitment towards self-actualization, beginning with who? Aries. It always begins with Aries. And in that, we pass the baton on to Taurus, and then onward to Gemini, and then to Cancer and Leo and Virgo and Libra and Scorpio and Sagittarius and Capricorn and Aquarius, and finally Pisces. And guess what? We do it all again. That's the hero's journey. Point blank, point period. The resistance we're experiencing is a resistance towards starting anything new, starting something fresh. And guess what? Aries begins without a plan. Aries is think first, think later. Act first, think later. It's not about knowing or feeling ready. It's about charging forth. It's about showing yourself that you can make different choices. You can choose differently. You can act differently. The action is not out there. The action is right here. As Ram Dass says, in the comfort of your own heart. And yet we're waiting for these others, whoever the others are in your life, to take action, to steer the ship, to do something. What if you're the one who's meant to do something? And if you're tired of the same result, if you're tired of the same way, if you're tired of the same shit again and again and again and again, guess what? You have to act differently. You have to move from a different vibrational place. And that's the thing with Neptune transits, is that it expands the collective conversation. Whereas in Neptune and Pisces, we spend 14 years expanding the collective conversation around our feelings, around the ethereal, around the spiritual realm, right? Many people spiritually awakened during the Neptune and Pisces transit, in the sense of there's something beyond just physical time, space, reality. Hell, what is time? The mandala effect, right? All of that. Neptune and Pisces, grief, collective grief. Everybody's dad was undiagnosed narcissist. Everybody's mom had undiagnosed borderline personality disorder. The sort of illusion surrounding the labelization of our feelings and thoughts, and Pisces gave us language. Pisces also gave rise to a lot of escapism. Talk about the morphine epidemic, right? The opioid epidemic. People didn't want to be here. People still don't want to be here because we're resisting the reality of it all. Neptune and Aries is like, here's the reality. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to move with it? Neptune and Aries is different. Whereas the conversation with Neptune and Pisces was the optimization and the enhancement of our understanding that there is something more non-physical influencing us. Aries says, what are you going to do with that influence? How are you going to move with that influence? How can you be the dominant influencer in your own life, in your own collective bubble, pointing that influence toward a better reality, whatever better is for you? But what happens here? Nobody wants the accountability. Nobody wants the responsibility. I'm exaggerating here. Nobody is obviously a gross generalization. But people don't want that. People don't want the responsibility. People don't want that. And so they resist. I'm lonely. I don't know what I'm doing. They need to be doing something different so that I can feel safer. They need to be doing something better so I can feel at peace with myself. Here it is again, Neptune. Who is really in control of yourself? And Neptune says, what sort of foggy mirrors, what sort of illusions are keeping you disconnected from autonomy, self? Aries is self. The narratives around self that say, you won't, you can't. And Aries says, I will fucking show you just how much I can. That I will. That word right there, will, is the most Aries word. To have the will. The will to see something through. The will to prove yourself to yourself. So Neptune retrograding here for 5 months, deeply reviewing, restoring, realigning, reassessing your commitment to your spiritual nature, to your spiritual worth, to your spiritual gifts, to your spiritual will, drive, passion, and desire to not only see yourself through, but in your demonstration of that self, to help others see themselves as well. Because guess what? You're here today, which means you're not giving up. You're still waking up every morning. Guess what? Not giving up. You're still showing up, not giving up. So what are you going to do with that? How are you going to move with that? That is this evolutionary aim of Neptune in Aries. Mind you, for the first time in 165 years in Aries, retrograding. So yeah, it's time to strap self up by the boots. It's time to wear our beautiful ass little angel wings over here and to really guide ourselves and in turn guide humanity in reclaiming their autonomy, sense of worth, selfhood, responsibility, accountability. It's time for us to reclaim that not only for ourselves, but in aiding others to do that. Are you tired of the same results? You got to act differently. You're tired of the same job, doing the same thing, feeding the same beast? Well, you got to try something differently. I'm not telling y'all to be reckless and to quit your jobs all of a sudden either, but maybe it's worth realigning and reassessing where you work from and why you work. And in that, bring that energy to your day-to-day tasks, to your relationships. Being an embodiment of what God, source, creator, universe looks like here, physically, right here, right now. Not tomorrow, not the next day, not when you're ready, not when you have a plan. Right here, right now. Ready is an illusion. To be lucky is to be prepared for the opportunities to find you. So how do you prepare yourself? Spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Because it's only going to pop off even more. And that's the truth of it all. There's no turning it back. There's no forcing what's happening right now to stop. What is happening right now is a mirror of a microcosmic conversation. Guess what? We all oppress. It's not just the oppressors that we're seeing in the main stage. We all oppress someone or something, or have oppressed someone or something in our life once upon a time. And that's what we're looking at with Neptune in Aries, is the spiritual nature and a spiritual, more introspective, philosophical conversation of those dynamics of oppression and action, discerning action. How oppression comes from a lack of discernment around these actions. Everything happening in the main stage of world is a mirror of our internal world. We are not void of this conversation. We hate the insidiousness, the disgusting toxicness of these systems and their actions, of these people in ICE, deporting people, ripping people from their homes. We hate it so much because we hate it so much within ourselves. We all have the capacity to cause damage. We all have a capacity to cause harm. And until we really meet that part of self, working toward building a more discerning world that can only come from discerning oneself, that is how we move in intentional action. I would rather invest my time, energy, and opportunity there than pointing so much on my finger, my time, my energy, my exhaustion at these folks who clearly lacking discernment. I can't force them to discern. They're gonna fucking burn it down until it gets too close and they'll go, wait, actually, maybe I discern now. And in the meantime, we help ourselves, we help each other, and we carve out and build a better world. Right here, right now. That's what this retrograde is all about. Pioneering a sense of self forward, a new self, a more intentional self, an active self, one who reacts discerningly. Okay? Well, on that note, I love you so much. Thank you so much for coming to my sermon. Thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk. We are going to be doing some personalized readings now We're all booked up for today, but if you would like to book a reading for the future, please go ahead. If you're watching on Instagram, you can comment chart. You can comment chart in the chat if you're watching on Instagram to book a personal reading in the future. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can check out the description. All the links are in there below. Also, you want to learn how to discern, you want to learn how to act, you want to know how to like really push it forward? Well, very soon, I'm going to be starting 6 weeks, Elemental Fire, a deep dive, a masterclass into Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, how to find that discerning muscle in your own personal chart with your own personal tools. 6 weeks, we'll be diving into all these archetypes. I've already done this cohort before. The effects have been beautiful. It's been wonderful. In Instagram, I've linked it. It's pinned to the Instagram thread. Go ahead and check out that link. You do not have to be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius to do this 6 weeks. Guess what? We all carry these archetypes. We all carry this fire within us. So if you're stuck on like, how do I start? How do I begin? How do I discern? There's your place. That's how we learn together in community. On YouTube, it's linked in the description. Go ahead and check that out. All of those links are in there. Spaces are limited and it's already filling up. So please sign up at your leisure, of course. Elemental Fire will be starting very soon. But we have personal readings for today. First one on the list, we have Anita. So Anita, wherever you are in the world, love, let me know. I'm just putting in your birth information here and we'll pull up your chart shortly. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you so much also everyone for being here, for being in this space. Like, it's really good work. And I'm honored to be doing this work with you. All right, beautiful. I love this. So, Anita, the medicine for you is quite simple. First and foremost, grief is very tough to carry, especially hard to carry on your own. There's a couple of things that I'm seeing in your chart that are illuminating why this feels so burdensome. Is that first and foremost, grief needs to move. You can't just sit with grief. You gotta move with grief, okay? Losing a loved one is tough, absolutely. And looking at where your South Node lives in Libra, I would say we really look to others, toward others, to tell us who to be, what to do, how to move, right? And this idea that just because folks have, they're not here in the physical realm, there's a lot of room and potential for you to really explore connection with them in the non-physical space. First and foremost, I'm also looking here at your sun in Virgo in this 6th house of service. Absolutely. We love to be useful. We love to do meaningful work. We love to feel of service. Sun, Virgo, skills, right? Building skills, really putting others before you. But I'm looking also here at your North Node, which is in Aries, in your 1st house of self. The truth here, Anita, is that no matter the grief, no matter the weight, does this mean you give up? North Node Aries, baby. It's about really seeing yourself through, right? What do you want? What do you desire? Yes, we love others deeply. We associate our values through the values of other people. But when push comes to shove, who are you really left with? Who do you want to be? How do you want to grow? Things change. And right now we're kind of teeter-tottering here, right? Ultimately, there's no escape from you. There's no escape from you, especially with such a strong North Node placement in this 1st house, right? There's no escape from you. There's no escape from the work we're meant to do. Looking at Capricorn, Mars and Aries. Aries is ruled by Mars. I'm looking at where Capricorn lives up here in the 10th house. What is this grief pointing you toward? What work, what legacy? You might really benefit from learning how to work with grief counseling, death doulaing, whatever that is. There might be a identity here worth exploring, because I'm also looking at Pluto in Scorpio, 8th house of death, right? Pluto here is deeply excavating something here in this 8th house, maybe motivating you, looking at the aspects again to the work, the legacy you're meant to build through Capricorn, right? Capricorn. We have Sagittarius up here in your crown, in your midheaven, so that shows me the color, the shape of the legacy you're meant to build in this lifetime. And in Sagittarius, it's deeply spiritual, it's deeply philosophical, it's a teacher, it's a preacher. They're at, the pulpit, they're preaching their word, the good word, the gospel of it all. And I think so much of this 9th house concentration of Sagittarius energy as well is telling me that we've come into this world to be a translator of some sort, of at times very complex things for people to carry. And some of those complex things are grief. I would say, as we move through this chapter, how is it nurturing and nourishing an even closer relationship to yourself? What is it showing you about you and your courage and your action? I would say sometimes we, give control of our autonomy, of ourselves to other people, probably too much. We rely on other people's opinion of us, probably a little too much, as the determining factor as to whether we should move this way or move that way. And I would say without that in the physical sense, because you are grieving and you lost a couple people in your life. Sorry for that loss. It sucks, it sucks. But there was this podcast of this nun and how she was talking about grief being the medicine of attachment. I don't know the exact nun's name, but it stuck with me listening to that podcast of grief being the medicine of attachment, allowing ourselves to grieve, moving with grief, through grief, gives us that sense of agency and autonomy with ourselves as well. And relying on other people is a beautiful gift, right? Other people's opinions and feedback can be very helpful, can absolutely motivate us in a direction that feels aligned. But until it really comes from you, it'll never be enough. Failing those expectations of other people will continuously get you. And with this Sun in Virgo in the 6th house, with that beautiful Pisces rising as well, it's like, gosh, are we givers? Huge, big givers to other people. And it's a beautiful gift to have. Talk about people pleasing though. Where are you giving from? Are you giving from a place of insecurity because you don't feel like you're enough? Or are you waiting for the validation of other people to affirm and confirm your enoughness? And if we keep doing that, I'm telling you, and speaking from experience, it's never enough. Waiting for another person to validate you is never going to be enough, Anita. It's never going to be enough. Until you really give it to yourself, until you really prove yourself to yourself, just how valuable you are, just how skilled you are, just how loving you are, until you really fucking own it, it's never going to be enough. No one's opinion of you matters more than your opinion of you. And we keep siphoning it to other people, not trusting our voice, not trusting ourselves. not trusting the fire that comes online from time to time. You gotta show yourself. You gotta prove yourself to yourself. And if you don't know how to do it, let's start praying, baby. Let's start opening ourselves, opening that channel. 12th house, Jupiter and Pisces, right? How do you attract those opportunities? How do you open yourself up to deeper meaning? Looking at where your Jupiter lives. This is how we open ourselves to deeper meaning. And in Pisces, 12th house, it's spirituality. It's astral projection. It's lucid dreaming. It's showing ourselves showing up to the altar of life. And in a very Pisces way, dissolving the ego, dissolving the self, becoming one with the nothingness of it all, with the beingness of it all. And from that, spirit communicates through you, spirit guides communicate through you, God, source, universe, ancestors of the highest good, those who have gone into the non-physical state. But only when we've made ourselves available, and from that space asking for the grace in oneself, to see oneself, to really see oneself. Because no one is ever going to show that to you better than you. Better than you. So this grief that we're feeling is attachment. I depended on these people. I relied on these people. I rooted myself in these people. And in this moment of grief, it's the no. Well, who am I then? I can't just go back and talk to them. I can't just rely on them. Who do I depend on? Who do I rely upon? I hate to sound like a cliche, but it's you. It's you. It's always you. It has to be you. And let me tell you, I'm not saying go off and just be a monk somewhere and never ever, rely on other people. The goal here is not okay, cool. Well, South Node Libra, never rely on other people. No, it's from the discernment, from the turning on, spotlighting, showcasing oneself, proving oneself to oneself, that we start attracting those divine relationships, those divine mirrors that keep adding to that fire instead of taking from it. Keep reminding us just how powerful we are instead of kind of suggesting it. Because so much of your chart is relational, is service oriented, but it's not service oriented in the sense of now you're here to do the work for everybody else. It's no, it's because I know how valuable the work is in myself that I can do the restorative, balanced, justice-oriented work of bringing other people up to this standard of excellence, this standard of integrity and accountability and responsibility. But how are we going to ever expect other people to be responsible for themselves in relationship with you if you can barely meet yourself at that responsibility? This grief that you carry is a responsibility. How you translate it into a source of agency and power in this world, moving in faith, in alignment, in attunement, so that those lives lost aren't in vain. They're lived with you, in you, one beautifully aligned, intentional, discerning action at a time. So looking at the ancestry here, looking at the through line here, looking at what you've inherited grief-wise through these individuals who are in the non-physical. And in looking at that inheritance, the weight, how can you use this life as the alchemical bridge to make sure and ensure that their lives aren't in vain? That you show them through yourself, through your demonstration, the beautiful gift that life is. You've got this, love. I see you, I value you, I appreciate you. And as per usual, thank you for your contributions. Thank you for signing up for a reading. All right. Alrighty. Onward and upward to the next reading here. Next up on the list, we have Sarah Sarah Anders, wherever you are in the world. I'm running like 7 minutes behind, 8 minutes behind. Apologies. I respect your time. The transmission for the Neptune and Aries retrograde was really potent, and I felt really connected to something in typical me fashion, you know? And I will follow that channel through until it is done. When it's done, then it's done. Then it's done. Okay. Let's see here. Beautiful. Also, friends, if you're just joining us, welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm doing some personal 15-minute mini readings. There's only so much I can cover in 15 minutes. I'll try my best to really give you a lot of juicy stuff to chew on. Also, if you're joining and you would like to book one of these readings in the future, if you're on Instagram, comment chart, and I'll go ahead and I'll send you the links to book readings with me. If you're watching on YouTube, all the links are in the descriptions. So if you would like to book a reading in the future. Also, my 6-week elemental fire cohort is starting very soon. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, finding it in your chart. Spaces are limited. It's pinned in Instagram. It's in the description, of course, on YouTube. So Sarah, thank you for being here, love. Let me just see what you got here in your notes, babes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, love. So let me do this real quick here. All right, for you, dear, some transits, some things to consider. First and foremost, I'm looking at all the Aries energy hitting your 12th house. We have Moon in Aries right now, Neptune Aries, Saturn in Aries. Like recently we had Chiron in Aries in the 12th house right now as well. Your North Node is in Aries as well. Wow, so many North Node Aries, South Node Libra peoples, like very interesting. So 12th house energies. I think it's really important for us to understand here how the archetypes, the planet themselves are the actors. These actors have specific themes that they encapsulate and cover. Now, the signs are the costumes, the masks that they wear. It's how they translate these themes, how they filter these themes. The houses are the set design. They're the environment through which these actors play their scene, play their roles. And in the 12th house, we've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way around through this wheel, through this process of self-actualization, landing on the 12th house, which is the house right before the first house again. That's why 12th house is the house of endings. It's the 12th house of, okay, I've lived a long life, you know, metaphorically, spiritually. I lived a long life. What else is there for me? This is where we start preparing for death and transition into the non-physical, and then eventually, boom, big bang, first house, we're here again, Aries, right? So the themes around the 12th house are very Piscean. They're about non-physical reality. It's about non-duality as well. It's also the house of surrender. It's the house of letting go. It's the house of I'm ready. If it's not checked, if it's not balanced, it's the house of also holding on. It's the house of attachment, of like, no, I'm not ready to die. I'm not ready for something to end. And when I'm talking about dying here is the ego, the egoic self in the 12th house. I love this juxtaposition for you because in the 12th house, we have a very ego-driven sign, right? It's Aries. It's me, right? But the Aries here in the 12th house, we're looking at ego death, right? Real, true ego death. Directly across from it, opposite, we have this South Node in Libra, which is all about other people. It's people pleasing, of course, with Libra. It's like, what do you want? I don't care, whatever you want. I'll be happy with whatever you want. And it's this feeling of like, I have to like help others. I have to be helpful. How you love to be seen as a helpful person as well. And even in that, that's a very egoic attachment of wanting to be seen as a good person, wanting to be seen as the useful one for other people, of just like, Oh, no, I got it. I need help. Oh, no problem. I'll show up. And it's like, oh my God, Sarah, you're so kind. You're so wonderful. You're the best. It's like, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh no, but it's not about me. It's not about me. I just love to help. But it is about you. There's something lacking here. There's something lacking here in just trusting and owning how valuable you are as a person, and also dissolving the ego enough to allow a more embodied self emerge. Now, 12th house territories is that of lucid dreaming as well. 12th house territories is that of lucid dreaming, astral projection. With Aries, we're pioneering something in this realm. So this would be a really good time for you to explore that as well, to explore that there is something deeper underneath these, and understanding that this being seen as a good person or being seen as a helpful and reliable one is part of a much greater collective conversation. I think of this sort of boiling point we're in, how so much of the questions that I receive, even in my DMs, is, I don't know what to do. What can I do? How can I be helpful? How can I be helpful? And usually my response is, well, a better question to ask is, how can I serve? Now, if service comes from a place of just like purity, from the heart, the most spiritualized, highest octave of service, which is ego-less, then there's something in that. The feeling of that looks different, right? Now, if the place is to be seen as good, to sort of like fill this void of, well, I'm kind of collecting kudos, I'm kind of collecting karma points. That's a really good South Node Libra territory. Collecting karma points, because if I'm collecting karma points, then I'll be good. I'll be okay. I'll be saved in the eyes of God. And it's in the 12th house where like, there's something here. There's a deeper, more spiritual conversation, how social conformity has conditioned us in a very people-pleasing way to be of service in ways that feels very distorted. So 12th house territories, doing a really deep spiritual deep dive into probably seeing that so much of the tension that we're experiencing in this world, this is the conspiracy theorist in me, and in the 12th house, it's a very conspiracy theorist territory of just like, wow, it's full-on spiritual warfare, in the sense of we give so much agency to other people, we give so much power to other people, versus just working from a good place because you already inherently know just how good you are, instead of just like waiting for that validation to confirm and affirm how good you are as a person. Also looking at oneself deeper, to just own, like, yeah, sure, that's not a problem. Oh yeah, I'll show up, I'll be helpful. Oh my God, thank you so much. No, thank you. Really, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to show up, right? The humility behind that, right? And also recognizing here, this is where there's some tension, recognizing here that sometimes helping others voids them the opportunity of helping themselves, or learning how to help themselves as well. So in this 12th house territory, we're really arming ourselves with this capacity to really help ourselves, the power behind that. Like, wow, there's a lot of energy here. There's a lot of resource here. And this agency that we give away to whether the systems or family or whatever thing we're pointing at as being the thing that oppresses us, guess what? We oppress ourselves way more. And when we reclaim the sort of subtext of energies that are telling us that we're only good for how much we output, we're only good for how much we provide for others, instead of we're good for our discernment, discerning when to respond, when to react, and when to just stay still and to watch and to observe. Now, Aries, in this 12th house, it's accelerating spiritual gifts, psychic gifts as well. There is like kind of wizardry going back to Hogwarts, looking at the degree of your North Node natally, in the 12th house here, 28 degrees. We're at the like final form of Aries. We're meant to get to the final form of Aries in this lifetime, which is that of the spiritual warrior here in this 12th house, right? I would say how we work, how we react versus the sort of like practical sort of just taking care of everyone else. It's understanding I got to really fully take care of myself here, get to that place of self-sufficiency to then be able to be more of service in a way that's different. How can we serve in a different way, in a way that has more agency and in a way that really reacts more so in the moment instead of the kudo points that you're like rolling over again and again and again and again. You've already paid your karmic debt. All right? I can't be clearer than that. Like whatever sort of karmic debt you think you're waiting to pay, you know, Pluto's here in Scorpio in the 6th house. It's painting a picture of like past life of a servant, past life of like a humble servant who's just like, yeah, kind of putting on a happy face. It's like, no, it's fine. Yes, master. Whatever you want, master. Whatever you want. But like, who is really the master here? Who are we really serving here? And is what we're serving actually contributing in positive ways? Or is it taking more from you than giving to you? Right? Knowing where that comes from, there's a lot of ancestry here for you to go into and deep dive into, of enslavement probably, and how we carry this sort of like servitude and being the reliable one. And I'm not saying don't be reliable. I think it's a beautiful thing for you to be reliable and consistent. But knowing where that consistency comes from, is it coming from a place of feeling as though we are in like indentured servitude to people, to others? Or is it coming from a place of agency, of that fire, of the ability to respond through discernment versus reacting, right? Versus reacting. So those are the sort of transiting energies that I'm seeing in your chart most predominantly. Also looking at where Uranus is living right now. Uranus is transiting through your 1st house here. We got Mars and Gemini here as well. Perception. Gemini is perception. Uranus shakes. We're shaking perceptions. What are we shaking perceptions of? 1st house of self. We're shaking the perceptions of self. Revelation, sudden revelation of self. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Outside of social conformity, outside of the niceties, if you gave yourself full permission to say no, what would you say no to? Who would you say no to? And why? Uranus really is wanting you to shake up these perceptions of self. You're not who you think you are. You're not who you think you are. And that's going to be challenging, but not impossible. You know, we got a sun in Taurus in the 1st house. We got Taurus rising, a little bit of that stubbornness, a little bit of that fixed earth nature, and be like, oh, but change, I don't know about change. I don't know, but I'm comfortable here. I'm happy here. And it's like, yeah, we could be comfortable here. But to what extent is it truly serving? Serving something deeply spiritual in this 12th house territory, right? There's something deeply spiritually unearthing here. 12th house territory every single day. Dream journaling, right? Lucid dream, astral projection, whatever it is for you. Let's start exploring this realm a little bit more. When you think of where your curiosity is leading you, let's pointing in that direction. Arming yourself with spiritual skills and tools to be able to discern in this right now, in this spiritual realm. All right? All right. Yeah. That's basically it as far as transits go. Of course, there's a lot more stuff happening in your natal chart, but you asked more specifically about transits. And transit-wise, I'm looking at Aries in the 12th house. There's a concentration here of energies, and there's, boom, Gemini in this 1st house, right? Like, as Uranus starts transiting and probably hits a closer conjunction to your natal Gemini placements, I'm sure this selfhood will get louder, this conversation with selfhood. But let's start really talking to self. You know, Gemini, messenger of God, Mercury ruled, right? Talking out loud, communicating with yourself. Start talking to yourself, voice memos, calling in source, creator, universe, opening yourself up to channeling. All right? All right. That's what I have, dear. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for being here. And that's great. Awesome. So we have 2 more readings on the book today. We have Kimmy Iggy. And then we have Juliana. So let me just get Iggy up here. Kimmy Iggy. Perfection. And also, Kimmy Iggy, if you are in the space, speaking spells for a show, if you are in the space, just let me know. If not, I know we have a little bit of time before your reading, just in case. You might be able to get to it a little sooner. Perfection. Let's see your notes here real quick. Awesome. Yay. I'm glad the readings are resonant, friends. Also, if you're just joining us, if you'd like to book a reading, if you're watching on Instagram, comment chart and I'll send you all my booking links. If you are listening on YouTube, all my links are in the description. Check it all out. Lots of resources in there. Get yourself your reading booked in advance, all right, loves? Okay. 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 Oh gosh, this is so wild. Wow, the synchronicity amongst these readings and your placements is really quite beautiful. All right, Kimmy. So the first thing I'm just going to say to you right off the jump here is, what do you want? Okay? What do you want? Not what is expected of you, not what are your burdens, not any of that. What do you want? And I'm looking at this North Node very loudly in Aries. In Aries. Look at what's trining it. We have Uranus and Sagittarius sextile. We have Gemini in Chiron here as well. You know, we have another sextile here with Mars in Aquarius, Moon in Aquarius. I think ultimately you know the answer. You know the answer around what it is you want to do, where you'd like to go. And looking at this concentration of Scorpio energy in both your 8th and your 9th house here, like you're meant to work in the deeply spiritual. You're meant to work in the occult. It's worth exploring that. 8th house, house of death, house of shared resources, house of the occult, the witch, the shadows, the shamans, right? 8th house territory, we have Sun, Venus, Pluto here as well. Over here in the 9th house, we have Mercury in Scorpio as well. So it's like we're here to work in the depth, right? In the depth. But so much of the South Node in Libra, where we're coming from, our karma, our comfort zone in this lifetime, is surface level. So that on the outside looking in, on paper, it's a very air thing. Paper is air. It's like, here's a contract I signed. Here's an agreement I made. And that in the 7th house, it's like, cool, we're seen in that agreement. It's the house of relationship, but you know, it's the first house that peeks out from the horizon, right? Everything under here, houses 1 through 6, it's self. And then once we get into 7 through 12, it's out there. It's out there, right? We're starting to be seen. 7th house Libra, we're starting to be seen. South node, right? Though, which is, but I made an agreement. These people rely on me. These people depend on me. I don't know what I want. I don't know what to do. What about these agreements? What about these paper contracts we signed? And I'm just like looking at 8th house. It's like, F that. What about the contracts in blood? That's 8th house territory. That's very Scorpio. It's signing a contract in blood. Where's the truth? You know, we have quite naturally this scorpionic energy in the 8th house. We're a truth teller. We cannot help but see the shadows. We cannot help but see the things that people are ignoring and not looking at. The ways in which power dynamics are just completely out of whack. And South Node in Libra will stay in a situation, even though the power dynamics are completely out of whack, even though it doesn't feel right, you know? And Scorpio would give the benefit of the doubt, like, we'll stay in the intensity, we'll stay in that shadow, even though it's not aligned, even though you know the truth. You do. You know the truth, so why are you resisting it? Why are you resisting that which you already know? If the aliveness is not there, if the feeling is not there, if the truth is there and we just keep ignoring the skeleton, pushing that dead elephant underneath a rug, even though we're shoving like potpourri up our nose and going, well, something smells funky here, something smells off, something smells weird. Oh no, it's fine. That's the South Node in Libra. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine though. Maybe I should just stay a little longer, you know? Because, you know, here we're still seen in our value, we're still seen in our worth, but those relationships are a little wonky, they're a little out of whack, they're probably taking more from you than giving to you. And that's the thing, with South Node in Libra, anybody who has South Node in Libra, we're looking at this sort of sense that reciprocity is lacking. Reciprocity is lacking. To which the medicine, the main medicine, is through this North Node in Aries, instead of waiting for that reciprocity to be extended by other people, to extend that reciprocity to yourself. Date yourself. Because I would say with South Node in Libra, we're in relationship with a hell of a lot of people who aren't paying your bills, honey. We're in relationship with a lot of people who aren't paying your bills, aren't paying your way. You know, and I'm not talking about paying your bills just financially and monetarily, like your energetic bills, you know, your bodily bills, your emotional bills, like you have needs. And here are the energy vampires up here in the 7th house, just taking that of you. And since you have all this Scorpio energy, you naturally attract people in their intensity. You naturally attract trauma dumping people because you don't turn their back on it. It doesn't scare you, but it does take from you until you recognize where you're meant to channel that energy into. The contract has to be clear for this 8th house stellium to really work for you, this Scorpio stellium to work for you. There needs to be a contract. There needs to be an expectation. This is why there needs to be a career here where the boundaries are clear. Yes, people will come to you with whatever it is, but you're there to aid in healing, in restoration, in helping them let go. And since they're coming to you with it, the expectation is you're going to give them the truth. You're going to tell them the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it is, no matter how triggering it is, no matter how confrontational it is. You're there to tell the truth. But if the environment, if the expectation is very South Node Libra of like, know your place, don't rock the boat, Don't push too hard. That's not what we do. That's not what a nice person does. It's like, fuck that noise. There's a difference between nice and kind. And I say this all the time. The most honest thing might not be the most nice thing to say, but it will absolutely be the kindest. And that discernment is key here with South Node Libra, North Node Aries. South Node Libra is nice. North Node Aries is honest. And that honesty has to start with yourself. Where are you? What do you want? What do you desire? I want a career that feels, or a purpose, whatever. I hate using those words because it feels fatalistic and it feels like one thing. Like I have to find the one thing and then I have to find this one purpose, and it's creating so much anxiety amongst people. Again, the right question to ask is, how do you wish to serve? How do you really wish to serve in a way that restores and regenerates you? In a way that really feels like you're pushing the frontier here. You're pushing something forward. In a way that also feels spiritually aligned. In a way that you lead. You know, and that's also the other thing that I'm looking at here. You're crowning your chart, your midheaven. We have Sagittarius. The believer, the optimist, right? The wanderer, the preacher, the zealot sometimes, right? The dogmatic zealot who is just like, this is what we must believe in, but at its highest octave. It's opening up ourselves to see possibility. At the crown of your chart, your legacy, the legacy worth exploring here is one that has room for that. Room for possibility. Room to believe, not only in yourself, but in others. Understanding that, yeah, it's been a hard lesson to learn. Saturn, daddy planet, hard lessons planet, right? And Sagittarius, in the 9th house of belief, religion, higher learning, experiences out there in the world. I would say we've kind of been learning this the hard way. Probably there was a level of indoctrination here. Maybe religious indoctrination, dogmatic indoctrination, who knows? And Saturn in Sagittarius is challenging you to own your beliefs and to test your beliefs every single day, day in, day out. Because a lot of what's keeping you in this environment that's probably not fueling you or feeding you has been and is coming from a belief that's blocking, a belief that we're probably not challenging enough. Whatever this career is you're dreaming of and desiring must come from a realigning of those values and beliefs first. Rooting it in a wholehearted belief in yourself. You know what you want. You know what the vibe is and what the vibe ain't. You know it. Now it's time to stop resisting that knowing and trust where it's pointing you toward. All right? Trust where it's pointing you toward. Last thing I'll tell you, Jupiter and Pisces in the 1st house of self. How do you open your doors? You let go. You let go of whatever the ego is holding on to. You let go of it joyously, humorously. Well, it's time for another change, I guess. Yeah. Spirit, show me where it is. Self, show me where it is. I'm going to prove myself to myself here. I'm going to point myself toward the next direction. I know where it isn't. And I'm tired of looking at where it isn't. Now I want to look at where it could be. So think of spiritual service, think of the occult, think of the witchy stuff, think of, energy work, whatever that is. I can give you a list of things, but it with Aries, North Node Aries, it has to come from you. It has to come from you. If it doesn't, it's never going to be enough. So test yourself. All right? Test yourself, dear. That's what I have for you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful reading, Kimmy. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for your contributions. Thank you for all the things. I appreciate you. Hello, friends. If you're just joining us here and now, please, thank you for joining us. Amazing. If you would like to book a little mini reading like this for the future, we're booked up for today. Comment chart on Instagram. If you're watching on YouTube, all my links are in the description below. Also, friends who are watching, we have a few more slots available for Elemental Fire. It's my 6-week cohort where we're going through Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, finding it in your chart, finding Mars, Jupiter, and the sun in your chart as well. How to work with your chart using Aries, Leo, Sag, because we all have it. If you're wanting to tap into your fire, it's pinned. It's a pinned link on Instagram. It's also linked in my description as well on YouTube. I know I'm plugging, but I'm plugging because I fucking believe in it. That's literally it. I'm tired. I'm done. Like thinking that I'm shamelessly plugging myself. No, I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in what I'm creating. If you're finding this resonant and you want to work with it more, well, then that's a way to work with it and to work with community for 6 weeks. Tapping into your fire, reclaiming that fire. So all of that is linked in the description on YouTube. It's pinned on Instagram. Check it out. If it's for you, great. Right now it's early bird, so it's $50 off for the 6 weeks. It's $149 for 6 weeks. One soul session, an hour soul session is $199 with me. You'll get 6 weeks of me for a fraction of that. So just room to consider. Let's see here. All right. Next up on the list, we have Juliana. I'm saying it with that Spanish acento, baby. Juliana, que mala eres. Que mala eres, Juliana. Juliana, que mala eres. Que mala eres, Juliana. Juliana, que mala eres. Que mala eres, Juliana. Amazing. Thank y'all for believing in me. I appreciate you. Ding, 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 ding. All right, Juliana, wherever you are in the world, I can wait if you're not here yet. Technically, your reading starts 5 minutes from now. But if you give me a heads up that you're here, I will start your reading. Yeah. Yeah. So while we wait for Juliana to respond, does anybody have questions about elemental fire? I'm happy to answer it. If you have a question about it, if you're like on the fence as to whether you should join or not join, let me know. There's also payment plans available for it through Klarna and Afterpay. And no Affirm, but Klarna, Afterpay. You can pay in installments as well if that's something that you'd like to do. But if y'all have any questions about elemental, I'm happy to answer that. What house system do I use? I use Placidus. If I'm doing a one-on-one reading, I'll use Placidus. If I'm reading the collective, I'll use whole sign houses. So it really depends. Placidus for one-on-one, because like the transits feel more specific, and whole sign houses for the collective. Where are you from? I learned tons of Spanish in college and can't wait to go abroad. I'm from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, baby. Puerto Rico, baby. Boricua. Boricua all the way. Yeah. Awesome. So some questions coming in while we wait for Juliana to come through. Tell us more about what the course looks like and such. So the way in which the course is laid out, it's a 6-week hybrid cohort style. You are working with other people. So for 6 weeks, you'll have a mix of both live sessions, 90-minute live sessions, as well as pre-recorded modules to move through. Each of the signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, come with their own workbook. Because we're not just talking about Aries, we're talking about Mars as well. And where does Mars live in your chart? Where does your action, your drive, your desire live in your chart? What sign is it in? And how can we locate it in your chart so you can start using that passion and drive and desire, right? So Aries has its own workbook. In Leo, we're looking at the sun. Leo is ruled by the sun. How do you use your sun sign at its highest, most evolutionary octave, right? There's a workbook for that, how to connect with your sun sign. And then with Sagittarius, we're also looking at Jupiter. Where does Jupiter live in your chart? What sign is it in? How does your philosophy work? What is your gospel? How do you come into this world? And what is that gospel? What does that look like? How do you open doors? How do you attract opportunities? So for 6 weeks, each of these modules, each of these courses, each of these signs have their own modules and their own live session for 90 minutes. We'll spend 2 weeks on Aries, 2 weeks on Leo, 2 weeks on Sagittarius. Each of them have their own workbook. In the live sessions for 90 minutes, that's where we integrate it all. That's where we'll do some live working with the chart, looking at it, some meditation, journaling prompts, exercises, all those wonderful things. And in the in-between, you'll have a virtual community called the Fire Circle of your cohort members where you're talking to each other. There are challenges, there's soul work, all the things. This is jam-packed for the value, friends, okay? I'm not doing this because I don't believe in it. And honestly, the price point of it and the value that it comes with, I think it's pretty unmatched, and it's on par. So you'll be getting me for 4 90-minute sessions live. You'll be getting the pre-recorded modules that you can go back and listen to as much as you'd like. Those live sessions as well. You'll be, boom, going back and listening to those. You have access to it for life, as well as to your Fire Circle, which once you're done with Fire Circle, you go into the alumni group where you have other people who have completed fire, elemental fire, who are chatting and talking and all the many wonderful things in real time. Okay, so there's that. Will I be doing elemental earth? Yes. Will I be doing elemental air and water? Yes. I'm bringing back fire because Jupiter is in Leo, and we have Neptune and Saturn in Leo as well. I mean, Neptune and Saturn in Aries as well. It's a very fire horse year, right? And I think everything that we do starts with will, starts with our will, starts with our fire. Aries is first for a reason. Fire is first for reason. So I think so much of your chart really opens up when you know where that fire lives in you and in your chart, how to access it, what tools, how to start really building. Why haven't you started the thing? Why haven't you charted forward? Why are you stuck? Everything boils down to fire. And then we can start doing earth. Then we can start bringing in air, and lastly, water. So if you're wanting to like avatar last astrological bender your chart, well then think about joining elementals. And spaces are limited. I keep the groups small for a reason, because I like to work with y'all like personally and as intimately as I possibly can. So it is a smaller classroom model. And think about it. We start soon. We start like early bird. We only have a few more days of early bird. Only a few more days. We're $50 off. It's $50 off on this offering. So, and then it'll just be full price for whoever else got in a little later. So check it out. Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. Boricua. Yeah. Is it only for those sun signs? I have significant placements, Sag, Moon. Yeah, it's not only for those sun signs. You do not have to be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius either. Like I said, you know, everybody has a Mars. So there's your Aries energy. Everybody has a sun. There's your Leo energy. Everyone has a Jupiter. There's your Sagittarius energy, right? So everybody has these signs in their chart somewhere, and how to work with them all looks very different. So there is that. Such a great community builder. Thank you, love. Who is your little fur baby in the background? That's Shroomy. Shroomy, come say hi. You wanna say hi? Come. This is Shroomy. Shroomy. Come on, Shroomy. Come on, you wanna say hi? Come. Your fans are waiting for you. Yay. Yeah, there's an integration group within the class, baked into the class as well. Thank you, Shumi. Thank you. Thank you, love. Shroomy. Her name is Shroomy Dooby Doo. Shroomy for short. All right, friends. So on that note, we have one more reading for today. I hope I answered all your questions about elemental earth. If any more questions come through, you can always DM me on Instagram at ColorWeCrazy. Shroomy can help with my reading. Absolutely. She's a scruffy girl. So let's talk about your chart, Juliana. Let's talk about your chart. Let's talk about what's happening here, and how you can move with this beautiful energy. Bam, bam. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Alrighty, friend. So looking at your chart, honestly, the big thing that's like, wha-bam, the loudest thing that's like, wha-bam, is what is your relationship with community? What is your relationship with people also helping you? I think you are a very good holder of others, but allowing others to hold you, there's a lot more room for that growth, okay? There's a lot more room for that here. I'm looking at this packed 11th house. We have Sun in Cancer. We have South Node Cancer. We have Venus in Cancer. We have Mercury and Leo here as well. So 11th house, group thinking, bigger picture. It's a very Aquarian house, right? So who are you building the future with? Who are you building the future with? Who are these people? Have you opened yourself to, taking and accepting help and support from other people? South Node in Cancer, we're talking about this wound here of probably with South Node Cancer being a matriarch of some sort in a past life, being the head honcho, the holder of the community, right? And in that, you didn't feel as though your personal needs were satiated as well. We left this world absolutely as this beautiful caregiver, as this beautiful person who practically helped other people. But we took that burden on ourselves as if it were, boom, what are we gonna do here, right? So who's helping you? Who's aiding you? Have you opened yourself up to asking for that support? Because I'm looking at where Aquarius lives in your chart, Jupiter, your Sagittarius planet, how you open doors, how you attract community opportunities, how the gospel you come into this world to live by. In Aquarius, is that of collectivism, people coming together and really helping one another. Now, South Node Cancer is like the soccer mom, constantly just like putting everyone together, like, okay, you're good, everybody's good, okay, cool. You got your food, filet mignon, it's fine, I'll just have this little salad. I don't need a lot. I just need this little bit. But there's a lot more that you really want to experience, like the legacy worth building and considering in this lifetime through this North Node in Capricorn, 5th house of creativity, right? 5th house, of course, of romance. Yes, it's the 5th house of dating other people, but it's also the 5th house of the inner child. And we have a very sort of serious sign in this 5th house. I think there's something here about also taking joy more seriously with Capricorn here. Yes, we are kind of like working together with groups and taking care of other people's needs, right? There's a level here of collective action, great. But North Node, Capricorn, where's the joy? In the 5th house, where's the joy? Where's the pleasure? Do you feel like joy is something you earn? Or are we really utilizing joy as the foundation through which we build all these resources upon? All this accessibility upon? Or it's like, are we waiting for a reason to celebrate, right? Like earned, like I have to earn rest. I have to earn safety. I have to earn security. Once I've done enough for the group, then I'll feel safe. Once everybody else feels taken care of, then I'll feel safe. It's like we're martyring ourselves. And it's no wonder why the body is responding. No wonder why the body feels a little sick, right? Because there's a lot of burdens we're taking on, a lot of responsibilities we're taking on, as being we're the only ones who can carry this. And that's the thing with Sun here in Capricorn. Sun here in Cancer. You absolutely magnetize and attract a lot of people, especially in group containers, who need you. You find yourself probably in matriarchal positions where you have to be like, doom, delegate a little bit more. There's a leader inside of you. Throw in this like, boom, beautiful Mercury and Leo. Like, yeah, we communicate passionately, especially when it comes to needs, especially when it comes to addressing needs. Leo rising here as well. Yeah, expressive, expansive, dramatic. It's beautiful. But what about you? How is the community also pouring into you? Do you feel cared for as much as you care for others? And if not, then we got to really look at where we're working from. Get very clear here of the legacy we're building, the foundation we're building, so that the community could also take care of itself. What you want, what you desire in regards to the container you end up building is not too much to ask for. You know, we just got done with our Chiron return, right? We have Chiron here in Aries. It's a wounding of selfhood. It's a wound of self. How you see yourself in this world. It's a wound around like taking up space, true space, honest space, authentic space, challenging and sometimes confronting space. So if we were to dissolve the identity around being the one who keeps the container, the group together, and really get clear on like, who am I though? What do I want? What do I desire? What legacy am I really building here? Because look, square. Gosh, this North Node in Capricorn. And understanding Capricorn here, like, needs a goal, needs people to help build its vision. If you're feeling isolated, well, some of that might be that South Node in Cancer of maybe the responsibility of other people, feeling like other people needing of you got intense. So it's possible, like it might help you looking at how you're isolating yourself. Because I'm also looking at your Jupiter in Aquarius over here. It's like we're meant to work with other people. We're meant to have a community of some sort. We're meant to like have this sort of feeling of matriarchy, people feeding each other, taking care of each other, the collective helping each other. But in what ways have you isolated yourself? And if you have isolated yourself, then what is the dream? What is the dream? You know, what is the big picture? What is the legacy? Who are your people? And making sure that we're not isolating ourselves to a harsh degree, because that can be Capricorn territory of just like, I'm just going to remove myself completely. I'm going to be the hermit, go up to the mountain, completely isolate myself from society because society wants too much from me. But there is a lot of energy here in this 11th house. And I would say needing people, needing others is not a flaw, right? Needing others is not a flaw. In fact, needing others is a space in like where there's a lot of energy for you to restore yourself, a lot of life-giving energy. Sun here in Cancer in the 11th house. Like there's a community of people who have resources, who have the means to pour into you. Like, we don't want to completely cut ourselves off. Of course, 5th house, North Node Capricorn, connecting with joy, connecting with pleasure as well, extending that to ourselves, and in us really creating more of a discipline to connect with our pleasure, to connect with that feeling. And us creating that discipline every single day, a creative practice of some sort, maybe it points us toward an actual community we want to be a part of. Yeah. You haven't found people yet, potentially because you don't know the type of people you want to surround yourself with yet. You know, fifth house is a very Leo house. It's the house of expression. It's the house of expression and the belonging that comes through that expression. It's telling a joke at a dinner table and amongst strangers you've never even met before. And you want to get along, right? You were like, okay, this is my end. There's a lull. I'm going to say this joke. And the people laugh. But before that, you're like nervous. Like, should I tell this? I don't know these people, blah, blah, blah. But the people laugh. And they go, oh my God, you're so funny, Juliana. Like, oh my God, that's such a great joke. And that feeling that comes online in the nervous system that goes, oh, I belong here. I feel good here. I feel seen here. Now with North Node Capricorn, it's about really seeing yourself, you know, really creating a practice with creativity here. What do you really want to create? Who do you want to create with? And creativity is not just like painting and doodling and, you know, crafting, although that can be here in the fifth house. And with North Node Capricorn, talk about mastery, right? That's what Capricorn is all about. We're mastering something in this lifetime. We're mastering something that's a bit more tangible, that's a bit more practical, that's a bit more rooted, and not just like emotionally outpouring to other people, because that's the exhaustion speaking, right? So North Node Capricorn, what's that dream? What's the 5-year plan? What's the 10-year plan? And how are we showing up to that craft every single day in, day out? You know, North Node Capricorn, Capricorn's ruler is Saturn, again, up here in the 10th house. You know, there's a lot of public energy in your chart. I would say most of the energy in your chart is about being public, being seen, being out there. But how we're out there, where we're out there from really matters. Now, Saturn and Gemini here, we're maturing our thoughts, we're maturing our mind, we're freeing our mind, you know, into, you know, interestingly enough, looking at the crown of your chart, there's Taurus, which Taurus like wants the stable job, wants a stable career, wants the thing to like bunker down on and root in and like to be comfortable in one's life. Looking at your moon in Taurus as well, yeah, your source of happiness is like in work, work that you feel rooted in and comfortable in, work that your nervous system feels good in as well. But Saturn in Gemini, it's like, it's different. It's being able to look at the needs of a career, of the spaces you're in, of the spaces you're seen in, and to look at how we're building that world with our perceptions, with our opinions. It's also, again, Gemini needs other people for it to work. So like, you need to start talking with other people. I don't want to say you need to, because that's me like prescribing something. I would say it's worth exploring having conversations with other people. That's Gemini. Curiously asking questions, engaging with other people. So there's a little push and pull here of like, yeah, fifth house, hermit energy with Capricorn here, like create for yourself, create a legacy for yourself, and then start including other people in on that vision, right? Having conversations with other people, connecting with other people. Who is your community? You want to open doors? Jupiter in Aquarius, sixth house of service. To be of service. To be of service in what way? In an Aquarian fashion. So, of the greater good. Collectivism. Group containers. Again, group containers. Working with other people in a very rainbow way. Aquarius is so freaking queer. Queer in the best ways. It's destabilizing. It challenges the status quo. It breaks those chains. It might be worth exploring like artistic activism of some sort, artivism, I don't know, might be worth exploring, like an open mic night maybe, where people are coming together and sharing their gifts. Like Saturn and Gemini, we're freeing our mind, we're freeing our perceptions. And how much of these perceptions are truly yours? Who are your people? And if we've isolated ourselves, great. I'm gonna dream. I'm gonna think of those people. Who are my people? Who is that foundation? Who is my temple? Who is my church? Who do I go to in times of need? Because this is not for you to carry alone. This burden is not for you to carry alone. And that's where the body starts responding, right? That's where the body starts responding. So who do you carry this opportunity, this blessing with? Who are your people? Start putting those feelers out. What do you want to learn? You know, who do you want to learn with? Who do you want to build with? Okay. All right, dear. That's what I have for you. That's what I have for everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your love and for supporting this channel. On that note, we're all done. We're all set. I will see you all on Friday again, same time, same place. I appreciate you. I value you. I love you. And book a reading for the future if you'd like. Sign up for elementals. Y'all already know what to do and how to be more involved in this space. I will talk to you very soon. Happy Neptune retrograde. It's not a bad thing. Go into yourself, challenge yourself, show yourself, and watch what happens, okay? All right, beautifuls. Mwah. Love you, love you, love you. Bye for now. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. Bye, friends. Yeah. Release those tears, babes.